Hey y'all, so this is gonna be the, not second part because that sounds like it's final. This is gonna be my second video in my makeup inventory, I guess series if you want to call it. Again, the whole point of this is we are moving soon and I need to go through my makeup and I need to know exactly what I have so that A, I don't bring stuff that I don't want, and I'm pretty sure I've decluttered what I want to declutter, maybe like a couple things, and B, so that when I do when I do continue, I guess, to buy new makeup, I can I can reference back to this video and know that no, you have like 13 blushes. I think I'm shooting low. And it kind of can just keep me in check, if that makes sense. I did literally 5 seconds ago, I just finished filming the foundation one, but today, or now I'm gonna just be filming the face powders and bronzers. And the reason I'm adding those two together, just like I did earlier, is because I don't have a ton of those. So today we are gonna be doing face powders and bronzers. So if you wanna see what I have in my collection for that, then just keep watching. Okay, so this is gonna be my second drawer. And the first product we're gonna talk about is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and it's a loose powder. This one is my favorite powder to set my whole face. It smooths my skin and I feel like it locks in my foundation, nothing moves. I used to set my face with this every single time I did a full face of makeup, but I don't do that. I don't fully set my face with translucent powder that often anymore. Sometimes I just get lazy. And also I got into cream products, so sometimes if I'm just doing my makeup for the day and obviously not going anywhere, then I don't need to put a translucent powder over my cream products, if that makes sense. But I'm pretty proud. I mean, I don't know how well you can see, but I feel like I've used a lot of this. But yeah, I will say this Cover FX translucent powder, that is like my all-time favorite setting powder. The next powder, the next powder that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush Flawless Finish. I'm in the shade medium. Now this, can I open it with one hand? Yes. This is such a smooth, silky, fine powder. Like a long time ago, like it had to have been in 2019 or before. I remember swatching this in stores and I don't know, sorry, but like the way it felt between my fingertips was like silk. I don't know. It was such a beautiful powder and I really, really, really wanted it, but I think it was like $45 or $50. So I never actually bit the bullet. But my mom got it for me for a gift and I do really love the silkiness of this powder. I will say that it doesn't like make my makeup last as long as the Cover FX translucent. I will say my oils like 100% peek through with this, so I don't use it when I want like mega longevity, but I think this is great for under eyes because it's so smooth and it's good for like all over, just a light dusting, and it really does make your skin look so smooth and so beautiful. So I love that powder. And then I think my last, oh no, I do have another powder. Okay, so this is the, I don't really even consider this a powder. I mean, I guess I don't consider it a highlighter. So this is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brighten Up Luminous Powder. I think this is kind of supposed to be comparable to like that Lancome one. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of couldn't figure out a way to use this as a highlight because it's pretty light on my skin. And also it's like not really a highlight, like I don't know, can't really describe it. So I was like, I'll just keep this and use it when my Cover FX runs out. It's okay, like it's not the best, but it gets the job done. It's a little light for me, to be honest. So yeah, this is kind of just like, I don't use this ever. I've used it a few times, of course, but this is not my go-to between these two powders. This is not my go-to at all, but I just thought I would throw it in here because it's not really a highlighter to me, and I have used this all over the face. It does provide a little bit of a glow all over your face for sure. But sorry, let me stop moving it so it can focus. But yeah, I don't know, it's not my favorite. I don't have a huge use for it, but I do think once I run out of the Cover FX, I'll start using this to set my face, because like, you can always, like, I always go in with bronzer and blush and highlight anyway, so it will mesh together, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is my third powder. So I have 2 translucent powders, 1 pressed powder, and then I have 1 powder that goes under the eyes. So let me show you that. Okay, so I have another little storage over here. Everything else is honestly like blush and highlight, but the fourth and final powder I have is this Laura Mercier. I think it's their secret brightening powder. This goes under your eyes. Now, I had the Laura Mercier like setting powder for your face, and that was way too drying for me. I know it's like a cult classic, but it was way too drying. But a while ago I got this under eye setting powder, and I just never use this. It's super finely milled, so it's amazing quality, but it's a little too brightening under my eyes, I guess. I don't know, it is kind of like stark white, but I just don't really reach for this. Very rarely I will use it just because I have it. But yeah, this is just my third powder. Hello, can I talk? This is mainly used for under your eye, or like the main purpose is under your eye. I think I've tried to use it on my whole face one time just to see, and I think it's just a little too light for me. But it is such a silky smooth, finely milled powder. Like, truly, this is so finely milled. Really, this one and the Cover FX are like super finely milled. But anyway, okay, so that is my third face powder. Now let's go ahead and move on to bronzers. Okay, while we are over in this side setting, this is going to be my Marc Jacobs gigantic bronzer. This is in Tantric. So this is what the bronzer looks like. I don't know what that thing in the middle is. I had the Omega bronzer, the one that was in the white container that quote unquote smelled like coconuts. To me, it smelled like cinnamon or something, not coconuts. But this bronzer is good. I mean, right now it's definitely coming up more light on camera just because I'm in front of my window. This one is a little bit more orange than the other, which I prefer. I know some people don't like super warm orangey bronzers. I do. I think it suits my skin way better than cooler toned ones. So I definitely like this one more than the Omega one. Obviously, I don't have that one in my collection anymore. I mean, not obviously, but like since I didn't like it, I gave it to one of my friends. But yeah, this is just, it's a huge bronzer, like huge. It's really awesome because you can get your brush in it and just kind of bronze your whole face. But as you can see, it's a little powdery, which literally whatever. But yeah, this is a nice warm toned bronzer, and I keep it over here because it's not one of my favorites and I don't use it too often, but I still have it, so I wanted to show you. Okay, so we are back to the drawers. You know what's so crazy? Okay, let me talk about, I only have 3 more bronzers. So for face powders, I had 3 official face powders and then 1 under eye powder. And for bronzer, I only have 4 bronzers. Is that right? Okay, let's talk about this NARS one because this was like my go-to for forever. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer, but it isn't like the normal one. Sorry, let me try and do this with one hand. It is the one that is like the more sheer one, and oh my gosh, can you tell I'm so close to hitting pan on this? The reason I loved this bronzer so much, like truly this was my go-to bronzer until the bronzers I'm about to talk about. This one I love because it's so sheer, and I know that sounds crazy, but for me, for face products and really for a lot of makeup, I like buildable. And so also, yeah, you can just pile this on and it never looks like too much. It's so buildable, and for me at least, I could never go overboard with this, and I'm really proud I used it so much, and I love this bronzer. I need to use it again, to be honest. I also really like the packaging of this bronzer. It's sleek, it's big enough to where you can get your brush in, But yeah, you know what? Did they discontinue these? They probably did, because people probably thought they were too sheer, but I loved them just because you could slowly build it up. It was very blendable. Like, I actually had an Anastasia bronzer, and that one was just too pigmented. Like, I would dip my brush in and put on my face, and it was like a strip of bronzer, and it was hard to blend out. This one, I just love how you can gradually build it up. So love this bronzer. Again, it's the NARS Laguna. What were these called? The sun sheer bronzers, I don't remember. I mean, this was obviously from like a couple years ago. But man, I love that. Ooh, okay. My last two bronzers. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll talk about the cream one first. So just being completely honest, sorry, hello. The Fenty bronzers are my absolute favorite. So I have the cream bronzer in the shade Honey Glaze. I had, what was the other one? I had another one that was like one shade. Was it Mocha? I had another one, but that one was way too cool toned. Honey Glaze is so warm and stunning on the face. The formula of this cream, hello. The formula of this cream bronzer is so amazing. Like, I think I told y'all, but I got into cream bronzers and cream blushes in 2020 because obviously, like, we weren't going anywhere, or I wasn't going anywhere, and there was really no need for like longevity of makeup. So I just was like, you know what, I'll try it out. And then when I would try it out, it actually would last on my skin. So I became obsessed. Also, I used to be really scared of cream products. I was like, it's so scary to blend. How do you do it? But for me, I just use a bigger brush and just kind of tap it on. I don't smear this on. But anyway, when we get to the end, not like the end of this video, but after I do all these makeup inventories, I'm definitely going to do more videos just like applying the products that I have. Sorry, I keep burping. Just like applying the products that I have. Just so, I don't know, I think I apply, I don't know, just so I know what it's like, and if any of y'all need help. So anyways, this is the cream bronzer in Honey Glaze. I love this. I literally cannot stop using it. And actually, I got the powder bronzer before I got this one, and the powder bronzer, I mean, they're both like my favorite for sure. But when I got this one, this is the one that I cannot stop using. Like, every time I do my makeup, I feel like I use this bronzer because I just am like addicted to it. And it's so good. It blends out so easily. There's no harsh lines. It just like melts into your skin. I love this so much. The Fenty cream bronzer in Honey Glaze. So beautiful. Ooh, okay, and so my last bronzer, I guess this is the last thing we're gonna talk about is, again, it's Fenty, oops, and it is in the shade Bahan Gyal. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, Bahan Gyal. This is another one that is very warm, but again, that's just what I prefer. Like, on me and my undertones, cool tone bronzers just don't look right. Don't know how to describe it. I feel like it doesn't look right on me. So this super warm, almost orangey bronzer is perfect. I feel like everything I'm saying about it is like the same as the cream product, except it's a powder. This one blends, I mean, this is the powder version, but this blends on the skin. Is it focused? It blends on the skin beautifully. It is definitely pigmented. It's more pigmented than my NARS one. So I was a little bit scared at first, but again, it blends out so easily that it's really a non-issue for me. But I would say it's also buildable. So yes, there's definitely pigment to this, for sure. There's definitely pigment, but it's not so pigmented to where you like dip your brush in, put on your cheek, and then you're like, oh shit, I need to blend it like immediately. It's another gradual process, just not as gradual or sheer as the NARS one. But this was like, I don't remember when I bought this, but this was my go-to bronzer. Like, and it still is. Like, if I use a powder bronzer, this is not obviously, but this is the one I reach for. But yeah, the formula on this is just so good. I love the color. It's just so awesome. So I feel like I want to talk about it more because it's literally like my favorite, but I talked about the cream one and it's basically, I mean, it's not the same because it's a powder, but you know. So that is my bronzer. So let me just count. I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over there. So I have 4 bronzers. I have 2 translucent face powders, 1 translucent under eye powder, and then 1 pressed powder. All right, so let me just close this drawer. Those were my face powders and then my bronzers. You know, I thought I had more bronzers than that. Like, I really did. I used to have the Kosas one that was like in the green container, but okay. First of all, it smelled like French fries to me, or like McDonald's, and I know that's so crazy, but when I would use it, there was a ton of fallout and it just was never my favorite, so I gave it to my sister. I used it on her for New Year's Eve. I was talking about that, like the foundation in my other video, and it looked so good on her, and she's like not into makeup like at all. She probably has like a handful of products, if even, and I was like, you know, I never use this because I literally only use my Fenty cream or my Fenty powder. Mainly it's been cream lately. But yeah, anyway, okay. So that was the second video in my makeup inventory. I feel like, so if you watch the first 2 videos, you're gonna be like, wow, like even though most people only have like 1 foundation, 1 concealer, and 1 bronzer, like you only having 4 isn't a big deal. No. I'm not gonna film my blush and eyeshadow. I'm not gonna film those today because those are like way more. So like, ooh, I have more bronzer, I just realized, but it's a Natasha Denona face palette, and so with the face palettes, I don't know how I'm gonna organize those yet, so stay tuned. But no, like it sounds like, wow, you only have like a handful of like foundation and bronzers and powders. True, but like as we go on, it gets way worse. So anyway, yeah, that was my second video in my makeup inventory. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you want a demo, and I'll probably say this, and sorry, so gross. I will probably say this in my other videos, but if you want a demo on any of these products, just let me know. At least with like the face products, the 2 videos that I've done so far, the foundation, then concealer, whatever, and the bronzers and face products, I pretty much use the same thing, so that will be easy. And then obviously when we get to like blush and highlight and oh my gosh, cream blush and like, oh my gosh, eyeshadow and single eyeshadows and eyeliner, that will be a little bit more. But I definitely just want to be helpful, like this, and I'm a huge part of this like hyper consumerism makeup, I don't know, tunnel that we're in. I don't even know if tunnel's the right word. So like I play a huge role, and really I shouldn't be, and I understand that that's a bad thing. So I want to, and like, sorry, this is kind of going on a little tangent, but I was talking about this in my Natasha Denona love story video. I kind of stopped filming because, or no I didn't. I literally was talking about this to my friend like on a voice note yesterday. What? No, I haven't talked about this in a video. I feel like when I first started my channel, like I've always, not always, but like I got into makeup like when I was 20 or 21, and then I started my channel when I was like 24 or 25. So I loved filming videos, and I still love filming videos, and I loved makeup, and I got so excited, and I'm still like that. But I did fall into a cycle of like, I want to buy this product strictly to talk about it on YouTube, and I don't want to do that anymore. Like, and it's not like I wouldn't do that with everything, but like now, so anyway, so I stepped away from filming and was able to like use and enjoy products just for me, not just to use on camera. Like, does that make sense? I feel like so much of what I was buying back then was like for the sole purpose of like talking about it in a video, and now I like, obviously, not obviously, but like I buy what I want to buy, and then if I want to talk about it, I will, which like I haven't filmed videos, so like how can I even say that? But does that, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, also this like hyper consumerism thing, I don't know if I even tie that in. It's just like, we have to buy the new, or not, obviously we don't have to, but like there's so many new things, we want to buy it, we want to test it out. And I used to do that, and I still do that to an extent. It's not as bad as I once was, but I just feel like I have, sorry, this is the whole point. I have so much makeup already, and I want to utilize what I have and show you how things, you know, look on my skin, or like just a difference in like a MAC, whatever, like Melba on one side and like whatever the other one is on the other. You know what I mean? Like I want to do more of that and not just like buy new stuff, which like I do. I still buy new stuff. I literally bought something last night, like I said, but I don't know. I just want to use what I have and like not only be focused on new stuff. Wow, that took 5 minutes for me to articulate that. So sorry that I don't know how to cohesively speak. Anyway, wow, sorry. I thought these 2 videos were gonna be like nice and short, like a 7-minute video. No, they're probably still like 20-ish minutes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you later. Bye.